But let us be factual. As of this moment, Sugar Ray Leonard has regained the WBC welterweight championship from Roberto Duran.
That is right. It is Sugar Ray Leonard, the welterweight champion of the world. The WBC welterweight champion of the world.
He'll make a lot of people happy at home when he goes home in Palmer Park, Maryland.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to love him. And he did what he said he would do in that he was going to change his whole approach to fighting Roberto Duran. We saw it, Larry, when the first round started.
Very first round, I thought Sugar Ray had changed his style when he walked into the ring. He came in the ring with without tassels dangling from his shoes, with his black shoes, and clean Sugar Ray, you know, and this is what it is. Wasn't imitating nobody but himself.
We have another Sugar in the ring. You're seeing him greet you now. That is Carlos Sugar de Leon of San Juan, Puerto Rico, who is the #1 contender for the World Cruiserweight Championship. And tonight he goes after it, and the man who owns it, Marvin Camel.
Yes, this is going to be an exciting fight. Carlos de Leon, I've had him fight for me on several occasions. He's one of the great fighters in Puerto Rico with the potentiality that could become a champion. It's going to be an interesting fight.
You know, I had the pleasure of watching Sugar de Leon grow. I remember him when he only weighed 130 pounds. He's a very determined fighter, and he got a great potential. And I watched both of these guys fight. It's going to be one interesting fight tonight.
And that comes from Larry Holmes, who should know.
It certainly is, Larry. I think that Marvin Camel, who's a southpaw, he's a real Indian. So it's Indian Marvin Camel, who has won the title, and he's from Missoula, Montana. He's going to be in there defending his crown, and he's got a good left hand. So it's going to be interesting to see how Squire Daly handles this young fighter in this championship event.
For those of you who have tuned in late, and if you don't know already, I don't know where you have been, but we have had a bizarre ending to one of the great fights that I think any of us have ever had the pleasure of watching. 8 rounds between Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran that left nothing to be desired. Non-stop action, inside fighting, punching along the ropes, long leaping left hands by Duran. Leonard fighting this time with a stick and run in the early rounds, but working inside. Suddenly in the 8th round, turning into a little Muhammad Ali, doing an Ali shuffle, and taunting Leonard. Finally, at the end of the round, or taunting Duran, demanding that he come in to fight him, and then almost following him to his corner. And then early in round 9, after a barrage of punches against the ropes, we suddenly had the amazing, shocking development with Duran throwing up his hand and saying, "That's enough, I can't fight anymore," and Sugar Ray Leonard regaining the champion.
And now, Camel.
Here he comes, Marvin Camel from Missoula, Montana. A word again about him, Don.
He's a super fighter. He's the guy that really came in and won the crown on one of my shows in Las Vegas at Caesar's Palace. And he was determined to hold on to it. He had one defense scheduled, and he got a cut eye and had to postpone the event. And now he's coming back with Sugar de Leon from Puerto Rico, the #1 contender.
From Sugar Ray to Sugar de Leon, Larry.
I can tell you something about Marvin Camel. He's a proud champion. He wears his belt around the lobby. He wants to be recognized. He wants people to know who he is. This man is coming out here to fight tonight because he wants everybody to know that Marvin Camel can fight, and he is a champion.
Here he is entering the ring, and Camel has fought 40 times with 36 victories. Only 2 losses, 2 ties. Let's go into the ring, and here's Camel.
Before announcing the final contest, on behalf of Don King Productions, we would like to thank you for your patronage here tonight at the Louisiana Superdome. The final contest of the evening is a battle for the WBC Cruiserweight Championship. Officials assigned by the WBC are referee Senor Carlos Padilla from the Philippines. Judges Roberto Ramirez from Puerto Rico, Ray Solis from Mexico, and from our own native United States, Lucian your bet. Presenting the challenger from Rio Piedras in Puerto Rico, weighing in tonight at 182 and 1/2 pounds, Carlos Sugar de Leon. The champion of the cruiserweight division, weighing in tonight at 180, Indian Marvin Camel.
And there they are, Marvin Camel, the champion, and Sugar de Leon, the challenger from Puerto Rico. And we are now in the final bout of the evening for the World's Cruiserweight Championship. The referee, Davila from the Philippines, who I think worked your last fight, Larry.
Yes, sir. No.
He did the one in Montreal, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He did the one in Montreal with Leonard and Duran.
David Green from Las Vegas worked my last fight, I think.
You were busy concerned with the other fella. You weren't too concerned with the man in the striped shirt.
That's right.
De Leon and Camel.
This is going to be a very good fight. These guys are going to be fighting. Last time I seen Camel, he was doing a little holding and whatnot. Let's see if he get out of that this time.
They're both punchers. Camel has posted 16 knockouts, and De Leon has 21 in his 29 fights. De Leon on your left, and the champion, Marvin Camel, on the right from Missoula, Montana. This is for the World's Cruiserweight Championship. De Leon in the red trunks, Camel in the white. De Leon throwing a right that misses to start the activities. Camel backpedaling right at the outset. Some heavy leather being thrown.
If you notice, Sugar de Leon, he comes to fight.
Yes, he do.
We may have another war on here.
These are some good matches, that's one thing.
They certainly have been balanced.
Knowing Sugar de Leon, he's coming to fight, so it's going to be a war.
Marvin is a smooth boxer, good left hand, and he wants to hold on to that crown.
One thing about this fight is going to be confusing for Sugar de Leon because Marvin Camel is a southpaw. Southpaws are hard to fight.
They certainly are.
He's got that right hand out. He gets a couple of good blows in close. Shakes them off well.
He got that right hand cocked up there too, like Duran did. He's always ready to go. Sugar de Leon I'm talking about.
De Leon, because of course Camel is the left-hander now, the southpaw. Counter wheeling left and right. And again, in a bizarre evening, he slipped.
He stepped on
tripped over his foot.
Stepped on his toe.
Literally. Well, we've had a man slip in his corner, a man trip over a board, a man stop in the middle of a round, and now he stepped on the
good uppercut.
Oh, that was a
hard right to the head.
Right, to the body and to the head.
De Leon hit the combination that hurt
He's
him.
trying to win this title.
He's got Camel a little concerned.
Camel comes back with a good left hook, though. Sugar de Leon is, he wants that title.
Sugar de Leon in the red trunks, harassing the champion Marvin Camel in the early going. Still on that move, left and right, missing a left and missing a right, then landing a right on the glove was Camel. Gets caught in the corner, however.
Good punches by Sugar de Leon that time.
De Leon very impressive, Larry.
Yes, he is.
Started an uppercut, held up. Takes a left to the ear, boxing his ears with it.
Yeah, it was sort of a slap punch.
A nice right, short jolting right by Camel. Backs away from De Leon's left hand. This is the Cruiserweight Championship of the World, round one. De Leon in the red trunks, Camel in the white.
Camel is very very awkward, and De Leon don't really know how to figure him out yet. He's just trying to stay right there with him and put pressure on him and counter him with punches.
I wonder if he's fought many southpaws.
That was a good right hand to the body.
Just at the bell, landed right at the belt line.
Yeah.
End of round number 1 for the Cruiserweight Championship of the World. That's between light heavyweight and heavyweight. And you're looking in the corner of Sugar De Leon of San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Don't body punch that Sugar De Leon is throwing will take a lot out of Camel. I noticed that he tires in a few of his previous fights. And if he tires in this one, we're going to have a new champion tonight.
And I'll tell you one thing, Larry, he wings those body punches. He threw that one.
Yes, he does.
Winging right hand.
Yes, sir.
He's digging him into the solar plexus, and it's just where it really hurts that.
There's Marvin Camel, now De Leon.
Marvin don't look as fresh as De Leon does right now. And that might be a sign of tiredness.
Marvin captivated the crowd, coming in wearing the Indian headdress.
Yes, he's a real Indian.
Round number 2. De Leon in red, Camel in white.
You got a good guy in Camel's corner, Bill Present. He's a very good cut man, and he's telling Marvin to fight a little bit more.
De Leon keeping the pressure on him, but you'll notice that Camel very deft at getting away from the punches on the ropes. Now he ties him up.
De Leon's going to stay right there. He's going to fight.
De Leon with a, you could see the animation at the weigh-in today. He was a very excited guy and very happy to be on this card tonight.
Yes, he is. He's a good fighter. You know, I've watched him come up all the way in his career, and he's always been a guy that stays right in there, very tenacious and determined.
And he works on the body of Marvin Camel. The southpaw is the world's champion from Missoula, Montana. Now it's Camel with a couple of the body.
Yeah, good shot.
Maybe Camel's taking lessons from De Leon. Maybe saying if he hurt me with the body shot, I might can hurt him with one.
You live by the sword and you die by the sword.
That is right.
Late in round number 2. De Leon against Camel.
Camel's
Left and right combination by Camel.
Camel is throwing him. He says, you're not going to get my title.
He's the southpaw. Takes one on the point of the chin. Ties up De Leon. You can
Good counter punch. Good right hand.
De
Good
Leon
right hand.
sticks on top of him. But Camel's a workman, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He's coming to fight. He's, like I said, he's proud, and he want to hold on to his title.
He's a very articulate young man, too, you know, and he speaks very well, handles himself, you know, quite admirably, and he's doing so in the ring tonight.
Indeed he is. He's not going to give up the title without a fight, that's for sure. Right to the side of the ear, and he slipped a little. Late in round number 2 at the Superdome in New Orleans. Don King Productions, and this is for the Cruiserweight Championship of the World. And the champion in white trunks, Marvin Camel. The challenger in red, Sugar De Leon of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Chasing the champion.
When Camel circle around the ring a little bit, it looks a little bit off balance to me. And if he get caught with something, it might cost him.
He has 16 knockouts.
Good jab.
On all but 2 fights.
Oh, that was a low blow.
That was below the belt line.
That was lower than the belt.
Hard right by De Leon on the chin. But only we 3 saw it. Nobody up there saw it.
Sugar De Leon is fighting, though. He just looked down at me and gave me a wink.
He sure did.
He's not worrying about low blows or anything. He says, I'm here to fight.
Yeah, he wants that title.
The bell, it ends round number 2 between the champion, Marvin Camel of Missoula, Montana, and the challenger, Carlos Sugar De Leon of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Now let's go into the corner. And Larry, what are they working on with Camel?
Well, I tell you, they're working on little bruises under his eye. But it looks to me that he's getting a little tired. And if Sugar De Leon can continue to pressure, I think he might have this in the bag. But like I said, you cannot sell Camel short because he is the champion. He is fighting for that belt. He want to continue to be champion. And it's a very interesting fight. I'm going to be very interested to see the outcome of it.
Bill Present was just working on a little knot on the Camel's eye.
Working going to show that replay of the low punch. And that's downstairs. You could barely see it. The referee was partially blocking it.
But I can tell you, them low blows hurt. You feel a little shock.
And it landed. It landed. Round number 3. De Leon against Camel.
How many times did Ali see that?
They're moving around the ring now. De Leon keeping the attack on him.
It's kind of
Throws the left and is tied up by Camel.
the fight is kind of confusing to De Leon because Camel's that southpaw, and they, like I said before, they're very hard. This is why De Leon is trying to get inside and fight.
De Leon keeps those hands up high. Camel, the aggressor, moving all the time.
See, Camel keeps moving. He's tricky, and besides, he's awkward.
Oh, that's a good right hand there.
He ran into a punch, right?
Yeah, ran into it on top of his head, though.
Now De Leon, sensing he might have him hurt, starts to throw heavy punches. Misses the left.
If you notice the Spanish fighters, they do not smile. They don't play. They keep coming all the time. Only time they might throw a smile up is when they get hurt.
Left and a right by De Leon. Or when they see Larry Holmes at ringside.
Oh,
Hard
good
right
exchange.
and a good combination by De Leon.
If you notice De Leon and you notice Benitez, Benitez and Gomez, these guys do not smile. When they fight, they got that serious look on their face at all times.
There's a right to the body by Camel.
Good body shot. They hurt. They takes it out of you. But you can't. You got to throw more than one. More than one got to land.
Well, you must keep the pressure on because De Leon was the aggressor early on. Now here late in round 3, the champion Marvin Camel has come on, working hard to the body.
Oh,
Takes a left and right
that
in
was a good
close.
left hook.
Most of the attacking has been to the body.
Yeah. Camel looked like he got a little nosebleed from a right hand. Good body, good hard punches they are.
The punches are much crisper now.
I've seen this kid grow. He's a very determined fighter. I remember, I never thought he would be a cruiserweight from 130 pounds.
You mean
was.
De Leon?
Yeah, De Leon.
Yeah.
Camel's nose is starting to bleed a little bit more now.
Well, he ran into a punch on the upper lip, I think. He got hit between the nose and lip there. Somewhere in the lower face. Right to the body, Camel. Near the end of round number 3. Camel and De Leon, cruiserweight.
Good left hook by De Leon. See that?
He followed up.
Punches like that will pay off.
There's the bell that ends number 3 between the champion Marvin Camel and the challenger Carlos Sugar De Leon. And this, of course, is the fight that follows the Duran-Leonard fight, which surprisingly was ended suddenly in the 9th round, and Sugar Ray Leonard winning by a technical knockout over Roberto Duran.
Good left hook by De Leon right there. You see that one on the replay camera there.
That was that follow-up left he landed, just that as Camel backed away from him.
They're working on Camel over there in the corner. They're working on his eye. He might have a little cut over the eye. And they got his nose. They got his sticks in his nose. They're trying to stop the bleeding from his nose.
Yeah, it's a little
I think
suture.
Camel's a little bit cut over the eye there. Not nothing serious as yet, but it could become very serious.
Larry, we mentioned it's a bizarre evening. We even have a ladies' second now
Yes, we do.
with Marvin Camel. We practice ERA right here in Louisiana.
Don't forget, it's women's live now. They
Right.
can do anything.
Round number 4. We had a lady photographer working all evening, too, at ringside.
Yes, we did.
That was Christy Brinkley, one of the top models.
She drew a lot of eyes, even though she was busy taking pictures. 4th round, Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Marvin Camel, Missoula, Montana in the white trunks. Sugar De Leon of San Juan, Puerto Rico in the red.
I think one good move that the WBC or the World Boxing Councils have done is got a cruiserweight class for these guys because they're too little to fight light heavy and too big
No.
Too big to fight the light heavy, right?
Yeah.
Too big to fight light heavy and too little to fight the heavyweight.
Right.
Thank you,
Well
Donald.
taken.
Good right hand there by De Leon.
If you're wondering, they weigh in just over the 180-pound mark.
Another good right hand by De Leon. He's coming on. Camel nose to start bleeding more and more now.
De Leon knows that and he's working on it.
Staying right on top of him. Like I said, he wants that title. And the way it's going, you know, the fight, I think De Leon might be a little bit ahead right now.
And he's pressing his advantage now with that cut lip.
He just can't lose his cool. He got to stay there. He got to stay cool. Good counter by Camel. He tried to sneak one in there on him. Partly blocked.
It was jarring, however. The corner will be called upon to stem the blood flow.
Good
Beautiful wing
counterpunch.
counterpunch.
Yes.
Left and right.
Camel caught him good, but the glove was kind of open. It really didn't have that much power on it. If it was a closed fist, it would have been better. Little respect now, though, from Sugar De Leon.
Yeah, he's realizing now that Camel's southpaw style can wind up with a couple of bombs. There's another one. He's keeping De Leon off balance this fourth round.
Yes, he is. Left, right hook by Camel.
The champion's having his finest round, round number 4. De Leon looks a little bit puzzled.
Good right hand. Back with another left by Camel.
Round number 4, almost over. The blood is flowing freely again. Out of the, I think it's the nostril of Camel, the champion.
It's a good fight. There was good exchanges, but the Camel is really working real good this round. But
Camel just hit him with a good combination that time, Don.
The bell ending round 4. Larry, as a fighter, what is the problem facing De Leon suddenly when he runs into a southpaw? What does anybody face that's unusual when you fight the southpaw?
Well, you got to adjust your body, your mind right quick to learning how to fight a guy with using a different hand. I think De Leon should use the right hand a little bit more instead of the jab, or jab the blind and then right off. If he don't do this, he's going to have a problem. I can see now that he still haven't figured Camel the champion out yet. So this is what he got to do.
It's interesting because suddenly he's facing a southpaw and everything is different, as you said, the right hand out there instead of the left. And Camel is a practitioner of the art. He looks awkward, but part of the problem that De Leon is having is the awkward appearing style of Camel.
That's right, but Sugar De Leon, he's fighting a very good fight for being fighting a southpaw.
Yes, you have to continue to throw more right-hand leads and stay on him and keep pressing him and get back into the groove that he was in the first 3 rounds.
He dominated the first 3. Camel has come on. We are in round 5.
He's coming back now.
Yeah, he's throwing power punches
He's
now.
chasing Camel now. Chasing him around the ring. Look at this.
He's fighting. Looked like he wanted to take him out now.
De Leon is taking the fight to the champion in the 5th round. Gets clipped with a right hand over the eye for his trouble.
Don't right hooks, boy, I tell you. But see, they confuse you. You can't hardly block them.
He started out with just a surge, and then he slows down in mid-ring now.
It's early in the round.
We're in round number 5.
Camel seems like he's starting to put his combinations together. He's throwing more than one punch.
Oh,
good
and he clips
uppercut.
him with an uppercut.
Good uppercut.
Now you've got a little blood on the lips of De Leon.
Yeah, Sugar De Leon done took a good one.
I have a hunch that we're going to see a bloody battle before this one's over.
I
Left
tell you the
uppercut.
truth.
This is Marvin Camel of Missoula, Montana, who is the world's cruiserweight champion. And he's defending the crown right now against Sugar De Leon of San Juan, Puerto Rico in the red trunks.
And he wants that title.
De Leon missing and being warned about his butting that time. It was inadvertent. Padilla didn't have to say a thing to him. He just tapped it.
He's doing a very, very good job, I know.
Excellent official.
Right-hand lead, left-hand lead.
Left-hand lead. That was
Now
really good.
cut under the right eye.
Yeah, right-hand left hand.
De Leon is starting to show wear and tear. Takes a left uppercut to the body.
I think Camel's experience is starting to work for him. Cannot get careless.
He's counter-punching very effectively against De Leon.
Yes, he is. He's moving and working. He's working Sugar.
See, Sugar is still coming.
Yeah.
But
he's not throwing a lever like he was, you know. And Camel is moving and slipping the punches. But they both are in there.
They're exchanging punches simultaneously.
See, this is where the experience starts to come in. When you start getting tired and you start getting hit.
And there's been a lot of leather thrown in the first 5 rounds.
These guys are here to fight.
And remember, it's a championship fight.
They certainly are. They want it. They're warring with each other. Look at the punches they're missing.
Any of those land, they'd send them into the balcony.
They're haymakers.
They want to be known around the world. They want to show the people of the world that they're here to stay.
And don't forget, it's a title fight, which means it's scheduled for 15 rounds or less. This is the round that Sugar De Leon's eyes show the wear and tear. There's the bell into round 5 between the champion Camel and the challenger De Leon.
I noticed Sugar's mouth is busted inside a little bit, I think, from running into them left uppercuts.
Right.
Larry, he was eating leather that round. He was getting it in the mouth, and look at him under the right eye that they're working.
Yes, sir.
You said Camel, except for that nosebleed, he looks pretty good.
The experience is starting to work in now for Camel.
Here's the uppercut on the replay. There it comes.
See the uppercuts, they set you up. They don't really knock anyone out. They set you up for the left hook or the right hook. See, if Camel would have put a punch behind that right there, a right hook as he's throwing, it probably paid off for him. Left hook, uppercut just set you up for the next punch.
Round number 6 in the cruiserweight division for the World's Championship. On the right of your screen in the white trunks, Missoula, Montana's World's Champion, Marvin Camel. And in the red trunks, from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Sugar De Leon.
If you notice, that mouth is starting to be noticeable on the Sugar De Leon's eye, on his right eye.
That was that left hand that caught him. Camel keeps pressing the advantage now. And it looks like he's found something and reached deep down the well and coming up with his second win now.
That is right. Sugar De Leon is waiting a little bit too much, and Camel's trying to fool him with that stump on the floor. Supposed to have been a feint. Good hook to the body. He don't have very good balance, though, Camel don't.
Larry, as you look back in your career, has there been a night where you seemed slowed up early in a fight and had to reach down and find a second win to come on to win?
Yes, it has. Many a times that I felt that I could have done more than I was doing. For instance, the Mike Weaver fight when I knocked him out with an uppercut. And remember I said that most fighters, it's hard to knock a guy out with an uppercut, right. And I happened to knock Weaver out with one. I had to reach back and get a little bit more.
Dig a little deep for it.
That's right. That's what makes a champion, and this is what you have to do here. And earlier tonight, that's what Sugar Ray Leonard displayed.
He certainly put it in the showcase tonight.
That's right.
A lot of activity around the ring, a lot of supporters behind Camel and De Leon. And for De Leon, Don, this is a big opportunity tonight. He'd